What up, my friends? How are you doing today? It is Wednesday, I believe. Somehow I've been getting my days mixed up, but pretty sure it's Wednesday. And today we're going to discuss Wizards of the Coast welcome decks and do some Plinko action. That's what we got going on. So I'm going to grab the live stream link. We'll share that in the Discord, and then we will proceed from there. Okay, let's see here. All right, there we go. That's good. And switch this up. Perfect. All right. Everything is the way it's supposed to be. Yes, it is. Okay, so hold on. I gotta take this off. I'm trying to keep an accurate tally of how much walking I'm doing, and all the gesturing and flailing about I do with my arms messes it up totally. So we'll put that down. Perfect. And we'll do our hellos. What up, Jess, Eng, Kentucky, Demet, Corner, Superbacker, Teferi, Hurst, Shelton, Gossett, Marco, Anthroplasm, Zircon. When I said Marco, I almost said Polo. Phil, Yamagoro, Error, Juglum, Jesse, Survivalist, Heavy Metal, let's see here. Treon. Who else? Millmaster, Gianna. John, Jojo. Caesar, Memno, Nick, Everyday. All right. I think I got everybody. Hello? How you guys doing? Hope your day's been going well. Hey, Gianna, gifting a membership. Nice, you gave one to Teferi. Well done. Well, that makes you the member lord straight out of the gate. So hold on. Let me grab the... bring it over here. Bring it over here. Or maybe over here. There we go. There we go. Now it's properly positioned. Okay, so Gianna is the member lord. Okay. No, ma'am, no, I'm not saying your name wrong. I'm just not saying your entire name. And guess what? I'm never going to say the way that you want it. So deal with it. There's literally nothing you can do about it in this universe. You shall forever be known as Memno. That's it. That's it. You could change your name to Josh Jimmy Jam Dong Toucher. You'll still be Memno to me. There is no chance of the mem changing, Memno. So suck it up. Suck it up. Survivalist, the best Magic YouTuber by far. That's me, baby. That's me. Phantom, did I ever watch The Island on Top of the World? Not yet, but it is on my list. It is indeed on my list. Miko, Taekwondo is hard for an old man, but it's worth it to have fun with your kid. You just want to beat your child, right? And I get it. You want to find a legal way to punch your kid in the face and not go to jail for it. And I, for one, I applaud it. Punch him right in the face. I say Taekwondo to you, Billy. This is a new Taekwondo move. It's called, your mother made me a bitter man and I wish I never had you. Taekwondo. You know, like Taek is in kid. Wha-bam! Wha-bam! Punch your kid right in the face. Give it to him like Bloodsport. Drive his nose up into his brain. Not face, just the chest. You work the chest. Here, pro tip. If you put an orange in a sock and then put a phone book over your kid and wail on him, then apparently it won't leave a bruise. Oh, Gianna, pull out what? You're telling Tavarius to pull out his eye and feta, bro. That's inscription level. That's inscription level. Ma'am, no, you're not upset. You can roll with it. Good. This is something that's happened a whole bunch of different times. There are a whole bunch of different people's names that I do not say correctly, but that is their name, and that's what I roll with it as. All right? Dominic Super Chat says, can you please be my friend? I'm having a tough week. Now, see, I don't know if this is a trick. I don't know if this is a trick, because normally you want me to talk smack about you, right? Normally you want me to talk smack, but this might be, like, you just might be like, everything Mike says to me, and I'm about to cry. You know what I mean? So, I can be your friend. We can be friends, buddy. I will let you hold my ball bag in your mouth out of friendship. You know what I mean? But no, I'm not saying suck my balls in a mean way. I'm saying suck my balls in a friendly way, right? That's the true test of friendship. Can you gargle my nut bag? Pick a slot, Dominic. We're doing Plinko tonight, big boy. So you get to do a drop. You get to do a friendship drop. So in the middle, we've got three welcome decks, and then outside of that, we've got Jug Hunt Grand Archive and Jug Hunt. What the hell's it called? I can't remember the name of the other one, but it's got fat titties in it. That's the part that matters. That's the only thing I need to remember. Okay. All right. Listen. You willingly putting my balls in your mouth is not molestation. Let's be very clear about that. I'm not being molested, and neither are you. You're being graced. Do you many people who watch my stuff would love to fucking chundle my bundle, buddy? So, frankly, you owe me a thank you for that. So the big titty drops, that makes sense. Pick a slot, dickhead, for the drop. 1 to 8, you chungus dumb fuck. I know you've been here. This ain't your first Plinko stream. You're having a tough week. Well, now I'm having a tough week because you're here with your dumb nonsense. Come on, man. Come on, Dominic. You aren't really having a bad week, are you? Because let me know. Like, genuinely let me know in the chat. Because I don't want my shit talking to actually make you feel bad. That's normally what you come here for. But on the off chance that you're going to get a belt and a chair because of it, I want to make sure that you're actually okay, buddy. All right? All right? So let me know. Oh, you're choosing slot 3. Okay. All right, we can do that. Where are my Plinko chips? Here's one. Okay. All right. So, slot 3. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Oh, you did it. You landed over in Fat Jugtown, bro. Okay. Well, I mean, we'll have to see if it's Fat Jugtown. Every once in a while, one of these packs kicks out a bunch of flatties, and that's not fun. We don't want no flatties. Miko, you cannot predict where the Plinko drops are going to go. I can't. It's random as hell, bro. That's part of what makes it fun. Okay, so we are doing, it's called Goddess Story. That's what it is. Gianna, you're saying Dominic might be having a bad day because he won an ugly truck? You can sell it. You can sell fucking trucks, you dumbass. So why would that be? Oh no, I got something I could sell for a bunch of money. Oh yeah, that sucks. Come on. All right, so let's get things. Let's focus up the camera. I wonder if the camera will focus on its own, just based on how fat those jugs are. I said fat, weird. Oh well. Okay. There we go. That's a good little bit of focus right there. All right, so we are looking for some big jugalugs. Some big old juggins. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, you know what? Heavy metal, that's a good point. The tax on winning one of those, right? Because in the States, they charge you half the value of what you win. Tarkus Wizards wishes they could have the big fat titties. They are only allowed to have fat titties on men now, bro. That's it. That's it. Okay, so let us see. Let us see what kind of jugs. Dominic, Magic players are freaking out on Monday, but they're all better now. They sure aren't. They sure aren't. Okay, we're starting out with a mid-sized jugs. We're starting out. It's not a flatty. Actually, no, they're decent sized. They're decent sized. But for this game, they're mid-sized. So this is the mid one. All right. And then we got. Get out of here. You ain't got nothing in the way of jugs. Beat it. You go into the sad pile. All right. We got mid again. Oh, boo! Boo! She's got nothing. Literally nothing. And then what? Oh, actually. She's got some decent sized ones. Okay, so these ones get the hell out of here. We got the SSR. It's the SS, but the R version of it. Okay, so I mean, we could have done worse. We could have done better. This is middle of the road right here. Middle of the road. 2 days help Magic players realize they never cared about the rules committee. Well, they will when Wizards screws Commander up horrifically, bro. They sure will. They're gonna miss the Commander committee as Wizards is never gonna ban another card in Commander. I'm calling it right now. Unless they make some horrific mistake, they will never ban anything. They'll just create another tier. They'll go, we got tier 5 now, right? Here's how it's gonna go. Everything is going to be available, right? They're not gonna unban Jeweled Lotus and all that stuff for a few years. They're going to leave it banned. They're going to power creep the hell out of everything. And then they're going to go, we've looked at Jeweled Lotus and this stuff, and in the current environment, it actually fits the power level, so it's fine. And what they'll do is they'll introduce different cards, and then they'll go, oh, look, it's a tier 3 card. And then they'll move it up to a tier 4 card while printing a pretty much similar card that's slightly different and go, this is a tier 3 card. So if you want to have a tier 3 deck, you can use this. We are going into an era of nightmarish nonsense. DJ Longhair, how you doing, buddy? Middle of the road jugs. Yeah, exactly. Better than the gutter, but we want to go to heaven with those big fat pillows, right? Survivalist, I'm the only Magic streamer talking real shit. Well, at least that you know of. There's so many people doing it that there could be somebody out there who hasn't been discovered who is also talking the real shit, but whatever, everybody has their own viewpoints. There's some people who are more optimistic than me. I'm not optimistic about this at all. Like, at all. Here's what I expect. I expect nonsense like Goblin X Extortionist. So it's like a Goblin Extortionist, like Dockside. Dockside Extortionist, but it's Dockside X Extortionist with like EX dash. So he's like, I'm not an extortionate anymore. And so he is 1 red for a 3/3. When he comes into play, flip a coin. Heads, create a Jeweled Lotus. Create a Jeweled Lotus token. Tails, create a Mana Crypt token. That's the level. That's the level we're going to be at. 0 chance Primetime gets unbanned? Oh, Primeval Titan will absolutely get unbanned. Absolutely. Bro, no more bannings. Anything Wizards can reprint, coming off the list. With the exception of these few cards, they're coming off the list because then they can go, new Commander Master Set. Guess what? It's got Primeval Titan. If you think they're not going to unban Primeval Titan, Iona, Shield of Emeria, all that stuff, they absolutely are. And they'll frame it as being in the best interest of the community. This is a community-driven game, and we think it's really important to give more tools to the community to have a good time. If the card proves to be problematic, we'll move it up a tier. No. We're going to get a bunch of unbannings, no more bannings, and tiered nonsense where they're going to go, we're selling tier 4 Commander decks for $1,000, right? Because they're like, tier 4 will have cards that you won't really see in precons until they come along with tier 4 precons. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Take it from fucking Perpstradamus right here. I have made a bunch of bold and absolutely correct predictions in the past, and I am once again going on record saying they're not going to do bans. It ain't going to happen. They're going to unban a bunch of shit, and they're going to sell commander decks based on different tiers, right? They're also going to make it so that planeswalkers can be commanders. They're going to change it so your commander doesn't even have to be fucking legendary. It'll get to the point where you can have an enchantment as a commander, where you can have a battle as a commander, because they're going to go, there's certain members of the community that find it restrictive to have to use a legendary. Why does your commander have to be legendary? It doesn't, right? So you guys don't even fucking know the can of worms that we're being tossed into here. Tool Using Ape says, let's see if we can get us another titty drop. Hell yeah, buddy. All you got to do is choose a slot. 1 to 8 while I put you up on the board here. So yeah, like if you think that Wizards is going to calm down and manage things properly now that they're in control, mommy and daddy are gone. So little Billy is going to eat fucking ice cream sandwiches for every meal. He's going to be a fat diabetic corpse before he turns fucking 12. Okay? So that's the fucking world we're living in, boys. That's the new hellscape. I'm fucking calling it. I don't want to be right, but I am right. But I am. Ape says, give me a 3 because it's sideways boobs. There we go. A man of culture. Okay, hold on. There we go. There we go. Yeah, exactly. The products are going to get more and more expensive. So here we go. Oh, right down the middle. Okay, we're going to take a look at the black welcome deck. So I have one of each color. We'll only be looking, because these, well, you know what? Wait until I have the camera face down so I can explain this. These belong to the game store, and I will be returning them to the game store. So, first of all, take a look at the artwork that's on the black welcome deck. He's ready to give you a hug. Live, die, and live again. Take your first steps into Magic Gathering with this ready-to-play welcome deck. Seize the upper hand with big, spooky creatures. Should they die, you'll have everything you need to bring them back from the grave and claim victory. So, when we open these up here, right, you will see that there are 2 little decks, okay? Now, because we're doing the black one, we're not opening the green one, because I want to keep as many of these sealed as possible to return to the store, right? So we'll look at the green one when we open the green deck. How it works is when you get one of these boxes, you'll automatically get the black deck because it's the black box. But the other one will be randomized between all the different colors. So let's take a look and see what is in this particular welcome deck. It's always interesting to see what Wizards of the Coast thinks players need to learn about. There should probably be 1 rare in this deck based on previous welcome iteration decks that they've made in the past. But it's been years since they made these because they got so high on the commander juice, right? This is a pretty sweet looking swamp, actually. All right, so what do we got? Oh, is it just going to be lands at the front? Okay, here we go. Cursed Minotaur, 3 mana, 3/2 menace. All right, that's pretty straightforward and easy. Creature can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. That's not really going to throw you off. The whole concept of it works. Look, that is why we must never waver. That is what awaits us if we fail. All right. So, oh, it's got the little, what's it called? The little mystery booster, reprintable. Grasping Scoundrel. 1 black for a 1/1. Gets +1/+0 as long as it's attacking. Again, a very straightforward concept. These aren't list cards. Like everything Wizards does, they muddy the water by using them on all kinds of different things, so stuff gets confusing. These are not list cards. Crooked Custodian. A black and 1 for a 3/2. It enters the battlefield tapped. So this transmits the concept of, if you look at like the casting cost difference, Here's a 3/2 for 3, and it comes into play with a beneficial ability. But by shaving 1 mana off of the cost, instead, with the same power and toughness, now it enters the battlefield tapped. So you get more power for less mana, but you have to wait to use it, right? Then we've got Reeve's Soul. 1 black and 1, destroy target creature with power 3 or less. Very straightforward as well. Oh, Vampire Nighthawk. This one transmits the concept that, first of all, flying exists in the game. And notice that flying doesn't actually have any rules text to it. I wonder if there's other cards in this deck that have flying and it explains it. Or if you're just meant to understand. Flying's a pretty easy one to understand, right? Flying means good luck stopping me if you're not flying. So, Death Touch. Any amount of damage this creature deals is enough. Any amount of damage this deals to a creature is enough to destroy it. It's good that it specifies creature because some people think Death Touch means that you can actually use this to take out planeswalkers. I've had people try that against me. So, well, never mind. It's got 3 abilities, right? So this is showing that you can have multiple abilities up to 3 on a card bare minimum, right? And Vampire Nighthawk is pretty strong. This is a very satisfying uncommon. Osin, you like the phrase "chundle my bundle"? Well, you're welcome. I made it up. This is the only place on the internet where you will hear anybody having said that. Frosty, products like this make you nostalgic for lower power kitchen table Magic. It's funny because you're absolutely right. This is a lower power deck. That's the intent of it. But when I started, these cards, this would have been insane. This would have been insane. All of this for 3 mana? What? Final reward. So 1 black and 4, you can exile target creature. So when you compare that to Reeve's Soul, you can see that for less mana, you have the ability to take creatures out, but there are restrictions on it. With this, not only are you destroying the creature, but you're exiling it. And since this deck has a reanimator concept, you're going to be like, oh, I can remove your guy so you can never get him back. Do I have Chundle My Bundle merch for sale? I did once upon a time think about making like a Chundle My Bundle shirt back when I said it more frequently. And that would have ended up on Teespring. So no. I do have other Magic Historian merch, but no Chundle My Bundle. Alright, then we've got Bog Stomper. So this is just a vanilla creature. This is the first vanilla creature we're actually seeing in the entire deck. And Wizards doesn't make vanilla creatures anymore. 6 mana for a 6/5. So, where? Demonic Gifts. 1 black and 1 instant. Until end of turn, target creature gets +2/+0 and gains. When this creature dies, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. So, pretty straightforward, but a little more complex. The flavor text says, it began as a flavor on the tongue, like a bloody morsel of roast boar, but soon the power was a conflagration in her veins. That's pretty cool flavor, for real. Disciple of Bolas. Okay, we've got our rare here. 1 black and 3, 2/1. When it enters the battlefield, sack another creature. You gain X life and draw X cards, where X is that creature's power. This introduces players to one of the major themes of Black, which is sacrificing for power. Imagine you sacrifice the Bog Stomper to this. That's going to be a really sweet play, where you're going to gain 6 life and draw 6 cards. That feels awesome. Oh, there's multiple rares. They've honestly stepped these welcome decks up. These rare. First of all, Disciple of Bolas is better than the rares you would normally find in these decks, with the exception of the ones that they created uniquely. There was a 6 casting cost 8/8 Mammoth that gave all your creatures trample, which was pretty cool. But overall, these decks would have 1 rare, and that rare sucked. So, Vran, Executioner, Thane. 1 black and 1 for a 2/2. Whenever 1 or more other creatures you control die, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. This ability triggers only once each turn. So, again, really feeding into the let your creatures hit the graveyard, who cares? You've got that one thing that'll bring them back when it dies. You've got this other thing where you can sacrifice to draw. So, not too shabby. That's an interesting include. Farika's Libation, 1 black and 2, and this introduces the concept of making your opponent sacrifice creatures. So instead of getting to either destroy target creature or exiling target creature, you can just straight up make them sacrifice a creature, or you can get rid of an enchantment. But your opponent gets to pick what they lose. All right, we already saw you. So there's 2 scoundrels in here. Bone Picker, 1 black and 3 for a 3/2. It's got flying and death touch, and it costs 3 less if a creature died this turn. So again, hammering in that sacrifice concept. Cursed Minotaur. Inkrise Infiltrator. Wow, look at that artwork. 1 black and 1, 1/2 flyer, and it's got 4 mana to give it +2/+2 until end of turn. So this is their variation of a frozen shade from back in the day. Rise Again. 5 mana sorcery. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Very straightforward as a concept, and it's going to be a lot of fun to bring your dudes back after you've sacked them for effects or whatever. Dreadworm, another big creature. 5 mana, 5/4, landfall. Whenever a land enters under your control, gains indestructible until end of turn. Oh yeah, that actually makes drawing lands later in the game way more satisfying. Instead of it feeling like a fully dead draw, you're like, wow, I played this land, and now you can't mess up my horror worm. That's all right. Don't shuffle. Put this deck face down and draw the top 7 cards. This is your starting hand. Once your opponent does the same, you're ready to go. Huh. Interesting. So is it just flip it like this is what they're saying? This would be your starting hand? I might have reversed the order of the deck. So it's either this is supposed to be your starting hand, or this is supposed to be your starting hand. Huh. Interesting. And then they've got to learn to play insert. All right, you know what? Honestly, this is a very solid welcome deck. It makes me curious to see what the other welcome decks are like, because this is better than previous ones. And it makes, honestly, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, it makes sense because, oops, hold on, let's get rid of that. It makes sense because the power level of Magic has increased, so welcome decks would need to as well, right? Millmaster Super Chat says, I would buy a t-shirt that used the word chooch. 6. Oh, you're choosing 6 because it looks like a side boob. All right. You chooching, bro? You chooching? I can't believe that guy was trying to get me to smoke cigarettes with him by saying, let's chooch together. And it's like, I would not chooch with you if you were the last goof bag on the planet, bro. All right, Millmaster has selected 6 for his Plinko drop. After seeing that welcome deck, I'm keen to see more of them. So, let's see what 6 slot shall be, buddy. Straight down the middle! We're going to look at the white deck now. Excellent. That means blue. You're up. You're my boy, blue! Future Magic rule change. Just play your deck as you've made it. No shuffle. Floppy's like, don't you let a piece of paper tell you what to do. Listen, man. Listen, bro. If you feel like that one that says don't shuffle, flip the things over, that's a card just like all the cards are. All the cards tell you what to do. Whenever you're playing Magic, all the cards are telling you what to do. Mind blown. Now you can go and yell at your deck. You don't get to tell me what to do! I revoke your existence. Demet, you like my Paragon card? It looks pretty sweet, doesn't it? I look awesome in it, bro. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at white. Welcome decks teach you to stack your deck. Sarah Angel or Riot? Is Sarah Angel like too strong for these decks? Comparatively, compared to what we just saw with the black deck. Is Sarah Angel too strong? Let's see what Wizards thinks. So the first 7 cards are going to be the starting hand. We know that now. So we got Plains, Plains, Plains. Oh, Savant Alliance. This used to be a rare when I started. This used to be a rare. 1 white for a 2/1 vanilla. This used to be rare. And now it's not even good enough as a common, bro. Because for 1 white, you can get a 2/1 that actually has abilities, right? So you got Savant Alliance, Alpine Watchdog, 1 white and 1 for a 2/2 with Vigilance. All right, pretty straightforward. A little snow dog that's going to come up and bite your ball bag. Linden, the Steadfast Queen. Wow. 3 white for a 3/3 of Vigilance. Whenever a white creature you control attacks, you gain a life. Nice. Nice. That's awesome. And then Search Party Captain. 4 mana, 2/2. Costs 1 less to cast for each creature you attacked with this turn. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. This feels all right, man. This feels all right. Yeah, you know what? You know what, Guffy? You're right. If they didn't know what they were doing and just drew a hand of all lands, they want to make sure that when the 2 people are facing off, they have a decent start. And that's why they're doing it this way. So this would be your starting hand. 3 Plains, Savannah Lion, Watchdog, Linden, and the Search Party. Okay? Then we've got Mighty Leap. 1 white and 1 instant. Target creature gets +2/+2 and gains flying until end of turn. Great, considering the deck is very much based around attacking. Territorial Hammerskull. 1 white and 2, 2/3. Whenever it attacks, tap target creature an opponent controls, so you can get them out of the way. This deck is very clearly just about swinging in for the gates. Oh, you know what? Sorry, I forgot to read the back. Let's just quickly cover that. It says, Teamwork makes the dream work. Take your... okay, what does it say? Deliver justice with an army of attacking creatures. Band together, and your forces will never fall. Guys. Guess what? Banding's back. Banding is back. Banding has returned. It's the last 7. You forget to flip the deck over for opening hand. You're right. You know what? That's correct. That's correct. Never mind. The starting hand that I showed you guys was not the starting hand. We'll see that at the very end. Okay. Seemed like a pretty strong start, honestly. First turn, Savannah Lions. 3rd turn, Linden, you know? That's right, Benjamin. I confidently assert from the back of the box, banding is back. Ignore the fact that it's an overly complicated mechanic that most people didn't seem to understand, even though it was very clear to me. And no, banding is definitely not back. Okay, Banishing Light. 1 white and 2. When it enters the battlefield, it's an enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent opponent controls until it leaves the battlefield. So this shows the more conditional nature of white's ability to handle things, right? Aerial Responder. 2 white and 1, 2/3 flying vigilance lifelink. Oh, bro. I love that this works as a reflection of the Vampire Nighthawk. In the black deck, you get 2 black and 1 for a 2/3 flyer that has 3 abilities. Flying, lifelink, and death touch. But in this case, you get vigilance instead of death touch. Vampire Nighthawk is much better, but I like the fact that this has a similar feel to the whole White Knight, Black Knight concept that we got. Audric Lunarch Marshal. Oh, really? This is what they chose? 4 mana, 3/3 at the beginning of each combat. Creatures you control gain first strike until end of turn if a creature you control is first strike, and the same applies for flying. Death touch, double strike, haste, hexproof, indestructible, lifelink, menace, reach, skulk, trample, and vigilance. This is, I mean, you know what? Beginners might enjoy it. You have this guy out, all of a sudden all your creatures have flying, vigilance, and lifelink. These together, that's going to feel satisfying. Also, this is exciting in that it tells you a million different abilities in the game and will make you curious. Like, yo, what's reach? What's skulk? What's trample, right? So there is that. Valorous Stance. 1 white and 1. Choose 1. Target creature gains indestructible until end of turn, or destroy target creature with toughness 4 or greater. So this is similar to Reeve Soul in a way, where Reeve Soul cares about a creature's casting cost, or is it its power? Either way, this one cares about toughness, so it is similar but different. All right, we already saw Search Party Captain. Canyon Jerboa. You get yourself a rat! 3 mana, 1/2 landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, creatures you control get +1/+1 to end a turn. Wow, you know what? In this deck, that might not be too terrible. Boost in all your guys. Boost in all your guys. Not too shabby. Oh, there it is! There it is! Sarah Angel! This card was deemed too powerful at one point in Magic's history and was removed from the game. This was a gold standard of decent creatures for the longest time, man. For the longest time. This thing was a house. 4/4 flying, unless you had a Mahamoti or a Shivan Dragon or something like that, you're going to get wrecked. And they chose to make it old bordered too, which has a nice vibe to it. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah, Sarah Angel's on the box. She's literally on the box. And I'm like, is Sarah Angel in here? She's on the box! That's funny. Okay. We got Mesa Unicorn. 1 white and 1 for a 2/2 with lifelink. So this is showing white can get 2/2s with like one ability. You can have Vigilance, you can have lifelink, and having more abilities like that goes well with Audric as well. Silverbeak Griffin. 2 white for a 2/2 flyer. So you take a look, right? And it's just like, okay, so clearly flying is better than lifelink, right? Because look at these. Why would this cost 2 white and this cost a white and a 1 when the only difference between them is the flying and the lifelink? So this transmits the concept that flying is better, which it is. Pacifism. Enchant creature for a white and 1. Enchanted creature can't attack or block. Pacifism has been a part of the game since forever. White's he's not going to remove your guy. He's just going to make him want to chill and not do nothing. Another Watchdog. Okay, so your starting hand for this would be 1, 2, 3 planes, the Watchdog, the Pacifism, another planes, and Silverbeak Griffin. That's your starting hand then, according to this. All right, not too shabby. These decks are interesting. It's always cool to see what Wizards of the Coast is trying to show noobs. To show noobs! Oh, the Robert Bliss art for pacifism? Yeah, man. For the first time in his life, Grok felt warm and fuzzy inside. Benjamin, the deck is terrible in your opinion. Well, you know why you think that, Benjamin? Because you're not new to the game. They're called welcome decks because they're for people who've never played Magic. And if they made the decks full of valuable and desirable cards, guess what? People would come into the game store and lie and say, I'm new to Magic. Do you have anything for people who are new to Magic? These are meant to introduce people to the game and to not be taken by skeezers. So they're perfect for it. You mean these aren't going to win the Pro Tour, Benjamin? Oh my God. In my opinion, the decks are terrible. Your opinion is terrible. Take that, motherfucker. These are solid as intro decks. They're definitely solid. They transmit a ton of information, some of which will just be picked up subconsciously. They don't feel like, the black and the white feel like they can be played against each other without too much worry at all, right? And these are going to be mixed together. You're actually going to have 2 colors mixed together. So who knows what other abilities are going to like intermesh. But no, these are solid. For welcome decks, these are definitely solid. 100%. 100%. Ape, the welcome decks tend to have cards that come from recent products. So there being a bunch of overlap with the mystery booster stuff makes perfect sense. And that would also explain the little symbols too, right? Guffy, you gonna make a super complicated combo deck, hand it to new players to learn Commander and call it an unwelcome deck. There you go. There you go. So yeah, so far so good. They're actually better than I thought they were going to be. I've been to a bunch of Magic open houses. And, I mean, I used to run the tournaments all the time. I used to run the open houses. So I've taught people to play with these decks. I've watched them play other people with these decks. They're nice and straightforward. You wonder if green will have Birds of Paradise? I doubt it. I doubt that it would have birds. Anything's possible, but it feels unlikely. Frosty, they never put Armageddon in new player stuff. Armageddon was in, like, random starter decks, but that's not new player stuff. That was just, there's only starter decks and booster packs. The starter decks were a start of, like, they were just another way to get cards. And it was all random. Everything. The entire set. It was just like, a starter deck was essentially a giant 3 rare booster. 100%. A little power creep if necessary is if Savannah Alliance was rare. I mean, Savannah Alliance was pretty scary back in the day, man. It was genuinely scary. But yeah, things have changed quite a bit. Armageddon was put in the Portal starter deck? Was it? All right. I stand corrected. That's hilarious and stupid. That is unwise. That is unwise. Masad, what did you bought a set of welcome decks? They shouldn't be being sold. But I guess there are some stores that are not given away. This stuff is meant to be given away to new people, not to be sold, bro. Some game store owners are really fucking greedy. They keep all the promos. They fucking keep all the showdown packs, all the stuff for themselves. ADEVO and Super Chat was his name. Oh, you're 69 and Millmouse are off the board with your Super Chat. It says, I hope you've been good, historian. Give me that bop. I'll bop you on your fucking noggin, bro. All right, we're doing a Plinko. So you got to choose your Plinko drop slot. You can choose any number from 1 to 8. Here, you know what? Since you want to aim for the green deck, I'll show you the board. So it starts. The green deck is under slot number 3, just so you know, right? That's not like picking 3 means you're gonna get it, but just so you know, that's like the number from 1 to 8. It's number 3. You choose where you want it to drop. Heavy Metal, Thicket Basilisk with Luron. It was actually even scarier because normally when a creature has flying, you're going to get a better deal out of it. Because Thicket Basilisk didn't have flying, everything had to block it. Masad, you're going to give it to your students to get them interested in playing? Well, that's nice of you, buddy. That's a good use of your money. Well, while I don't like that game stores are selling these when they shouldn't, I do like that the end goal of you getting them is to use them for the purpose they were intended for. So good job. Good job on that. Number 7. Oh, all right. All right, let's see where it goes. All right, I wasn't expecting that. Let's try that again. Okay. We're going to look for the fat jugs, the fattest jugs that make you want to give hugs to a girl to feel impressed against your chest, because that's the fucking best. All right. I do this with the window open. Sometimes I wonder if the neighbors think that I just have a mental illness and I'm just yelling to myself in the night. You know? It's like he's yelling about titties again. Okay. That boy sure do love them titties. Okay, so We got another pack of juggly bugglies. AD says, don't worry, it's 1 p.m. here. Oh, down in Australia, where they like the Roots brand because it means something different. You got chicks walking around with root printed on their ass. All right. We're starting out with some low-level juggage. Pretty close to a flatty. This is not a good start. Flatty be gone. No! More flattiness. Oh, all right. Oh, yo, this is this the chick from Chainsaw Man? Chainsaw Man is hilarious. All right, we got some. These are some decent sized ones. Her name is like starts with an M, I think. Oh, low tier. Low tier. This is the best we're gonna get. Is it at Makima? Is that what her name is? Makima's got the biggest jugs we're gonna get, and those are middle of the road. That's this middle of the road. Turtle, it's 12:30 a.m. in Newfoundland. It's crazy how Newfoundland has a half an hour different time zone, you know? I gotta say, that's a pretty disappointing pack. That's a pretty disappointing pack. Although this chick's powers are absolutely insane, man. Her powers are fucking wild. Taking people's lives and using them to long distance destroy people, that was crazy. She took all these criminals and it's like, say this name. And then she makes a gesture and they just die. And the person's name they say explodes. It's like, what? Oh, what? That was crazy. That was crazy. So that pack, I'm giving it a thumbs down. I'm giving it a thumbs down. 4 flatties and 1 okay. That's not a good pack. AD stands, in this case, stands for aw damn, where them titties at? Where them titties at, yo? Man, this stream has been flying by. That's crazy. That's crazy. They say the Basques used to dry cod in Newfoundland down in the 1460s. Well, I mean, there's literally Port aux Basques, right? Like, I've been there. It's not a big place. Of course, neither is the place I'm from. It's super tiny, and it's close to Port aux Basques, actually. It's so nutty to think that, like, I'm originally from a place that has less than 1,000 people living in it. I'm from a small fucking fishing village. Oh. Heavy Metal, you're so wasted you couldn't figure out where your bird was and you're looking for him when he was on your shoulder. Energy Turtle says Port aux Basques has a Subway. That's its best attraction. Subway sucks, man. That restaurant sucks. There was the one fish and chip truck that I liked to go to that had like awesome fries and gravy. I remember that. And they made some really good cheeseburgers too. Man, I'm making myself hungry thinking about it. I'm back to tracking my food. We're tracking our caloric intake. And it's fiddly to do that, but it also is good to have the information so you know how much you're eating, you know? Did I have a shortwave radio when I was a kid? No, I didn't. Quiznos, I hate Quiznos because I feel like I'm getting ripped off. Like when Quiznos came out, they're like, check it out. How would you like to pay 50% more than any other sub place, and we'll give you a fraction of a sub? It looks like they're making party subs in the back, and they just come out with a little diagonal slice of it for you. It's like, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? It's nonsense. It's nonsense. So, Quiznos, nah. Hope they have some good restaurants in the part of Toronto that I'm going up to later this month. And by good restaurants, I mean I hope there's like a Popeyes and stuff in that area. Because I like me some Popeyes, bro. 100%. Heavy Metal, you were watching calories and doing low carb until the hurricane disrupted your day-to-day. Fair enough. I'm not paying attention to like carbohydrates or anything like that. I'm just purely doing it from a calorie perspective. And more for me, it's informational. Carly is actively like keeping herself within a calorie budget. I'm just curious to see what the calories are of what I'm eating. Because ever since I quit drinking Barks and having it here, like I can still have it if I'm out if I want. But once I stopped bringing pop into the house, I was probably drinking 700-800 calories a day, right? And I stopped that, and I'm already losing weight without changing my... And that was still with eating a bunch of junk at the end of the day. So I'm going to use this to keep track of how much junk I'm eating so I can actually see it and see the numbers, not because I need to restrict them, but because I want to know. Still my word says Plinko plank plunk. My vacation starts today, and I'm imbibing some gummies. Slot 6, please. Hell yeah. Hell yeah with the gummies. You know what, buddy? Because you said that, I'm going to go get something to put in my mouth, too. I'm going to join you. So while I go and grab that, have some of this. Don't be a dink. Use my Amazon link. When Hatcher goes for a drink, bookmark that Amazon link. Don't be a bitch. You gotta scratch that itch. Bookmark that Amazon link. I got fucking bills to pay, y'all. Use my Amazon link. This is gonna take some work. Don't be a dink. Use my Amazon link. When Hatcher goes for a drink, bookmark that Amazon link. Don't be a bitch. You gotta scratch that itch. Bookmark that Amazon link. I got fucking bills to pay, y'all. Use my Amazon link. This is gonna take some work. Don't be a dink. Use my Amazon link. When Hatcher goes for a drink, bookmark that Amazon link. Don't be a bitch. You gotta scratch that itch. Bookmark that Amazon link. I got fucking bills to pay, y'all. Use my Amazon link. All right, I'm back. Still, did I go and get a drink? What are you talking about? You said you're having gummies. And I said, I didn't say I was going to get a drink. If you've just had the gummies now, you don't need them because your brain don't work. What the fuck is that shit? You better bookmark my Amazon link or I will have your mother tickled. I will have your mother tickled by me with my pickle. I'm going to stick my dick in your mom's armpit. I don't know why people are into that. That's so weird. Anyways, let's do the Plinko drop. I'm sick of your shit. Okay? All right? Okay, hold on. I got to switch up the view. Where the hell is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. Benjamin, do I know of Nikachu? Yep, I've swung by a number of his streams. I like Nikachu. He's a good guy. Well, I mean, as much as anybody. If it turns out that he eats people's babies, asterisk up in the air. You never know. You never know what kind of nefarious crap is coming. But, as far as I know, he's all right. Okay. Number 6. Here we go. Oh! We're going for jugs of a Grand Archive variety. I can dig that. I'm going to the Grand Archive Championships in a little over 3 weeks. I'm going to be all by myself this time. Carly ain't coming with me. Nobody else is. So it's just going to be me I'm going to be up in the big city the whole fucking weekend. So I'll probably be doing random live streams and shit in the middle of the day or whatever, because I'm going to be all by myself and have a lot of time on my hands. All right, so we're going to be looking at Mercurial Hearts, and already, look at that, just the package is already delivering the goodness. What up, Thompson? How you doing, buddy? But yeah, the live stream should continue onwards. Chiaglum, 29%. Nice, buddy. I haven't had a smoke since February, and I don't intend to go back to it. Eating works way better for me, bro. Okay, let's find some fat jugs and hopefully a cool rare for me, for my decks. Oh, bam! Right out the gates. Fat jugs on Enthralling Visage. Enthralling Titties. Nice. Then we got, another set of jugs on little Ice Princess here. Not too bad. Not as big, but not too bad. And then we've got, I'm going to be real, I can't even really make that out. I got to bring it closer to my face. We have got, this is another chick, but she's really covered up. No jugs. That's a no jug. No jugs. She's got some jugs. She goes in the jug pile. We got a shield, the Surge Protector. Yeah, I know what's blasting on that shield. She's got little jugs. They count though. We got jugs. And then the rare is an Orchestrated Seizure. Oh, look it. He's coming in to seize them big fat titties. It's an Orchestrated Seizure. Activate this only during an opponent's end phase. During your next materialized phase, you may banish cards with floating memory from your opponent's graveyards to pay for memory costs. What? What, bro? What? I didn't even know that was a thing. What? That's crazy. That's crazy. Yo, I can exile. There's some cards in the game that it's pretty much almost like you can exile them for a mana, right? Exile this card from your graveyard to add a mana to your mana pool kind of vibe, right? But only to cast your special artifacts and shit. So those are expensive though. To cast them, you pretty much have to exile things like that you have in play to cast them normally. So instead of having to exile or not cards you have in play, but it's similar almost to exiling lands. Almost. You know, the game's not an exact approximation of the other, but it's like you got to exile your lands to be able to cast some of these artifacts. But instead, you can literally exile cards from your opponent's graveyard? Bro, that seems good. That seems good. Oh, error, good catch. Good catch. You know what? You're right. Still, I was too busy fucking yelling at him. I do need to update the board. Nobody's 69 and up in here anymore. Now, we have an accurate reflection of reality. Heavy metal, you know GA means Grand Archive, but you can't help but think of Georgia and all your wrecked shit. Well, that makes sense. I mean, it's way more firmly in your mind than this game Grand Archive. When I see GA, I just figure you're halfway through saying gape. So yeah, I'm going to the championships in like 3 weeks. I am going to get beat down. My goal going there is to... I was saying this to people when I was at MagicCon. Not MagicCon, good lord. Command Fest. When I was at Command Fest, I was saying I'm going to the Grand Archive Championships. My goal is to not do the equivalent of, in Magic, I'll put out 3 mountains on my first turn and attack you with them. Do you know what I mean? Like, imagine playing a game of Magic and someone goes, mountain, 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 attack you. And you're just like, bro, what the fuck? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's it. That's it. I am going to lose, and I'm going to lose horrifically. There's no question about that. I'm going to be at this event on 3 hours of sleep with a pre-con. Imagine that you had nobody in your city who played Magic, and you convinced one of your friends to play Magic with you twice, and now you're going to the Pro Tour, and you are going you're just gonna get scrubbed out. That's me. That's me. Nobody in the city plays Grand Archive. So I've played it with Carly and I've played it with one of my other friends. And that's it, right? That is it. And I'm not interested in playing digitally on Tabletop Simulator and all that other stuff because at the end of the day, I don't have all the cards. This isn't like Magic where I have all the stuff and know everything and can just be bam, 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 let's fucking go. It's more just like, can I remember the phases of a turn? I hope I'm doing the recollection phase right and stuff like that. So I'm going to get smoked. I'm going to get smoked. Juggling, why don't I make Carly play with me and help me out? If she doesn't want to, why would I do that? Play this game with me. Like, do you think that you're going to get good enough to play on the Pro Tour by fucking making your wife play Magic with you? Do you know what I mean? She doesn't have to, like, she gets roped into helping me test out games for sponsorships and stuff. And that part is fine. But the amount of playing we would need to do, only if she was like, I actually really like this game. But Carly can't hold cards in her hand when she's playing these games. Literally have to have like a fucking, like a stand for her to put her cards in and shit. Her disability makes things really challenging for her. So card games, she'll play them with me, but like the guy I roped in to play with me is the dude who fucking plays shit tons of Magic with me, right? And plays other card games. He plays a ton of different card games, so he's used to all the different card games. He's the guy that I play the cube against the most. He is totally a smart player, right? He's not perfect by any means, but who is, right? So he's a perfectly fine person to test with. But the reality is he's working a lot, the amount of time that we've got to get together to play. So I have pre-cons and then have some random packs. So I've played the game. I have played the game a bit. And I'm going to refresh my memory some more this month. And I'm supposed to get together with my buddy and play. We had fun when we played. It's a complex game that steals a lot of concepts from Magic. So if you know Magic, then you already got a bunch, like, you've already got a bunch of knowledge moving you forwards. So Heavy Metal, yeah, Grand Archive plays like Magic in some ways. But your lands are cards, you play cards from your hand, and you play them face down, right? And then next turn, you pick those back up and put them back into your hand. But there's a side deck that has it's your materia deck, I think is what it's called. And that has your main dude level ups so that you can get, like, you can go from the basic level dude all the way up to the highest tier dude, which will determine your abilities, your life total changes based on how many tiers you move up, and the different things you can do with your cards, the extra bonuses and stuff. And you pay for those by permanently exiling cards you put face down as a land and at random. So you can hose yourself pretty early on, pretty easily by making the wrong choices that way. And those are the areas where I'm just going to get smoked. 100%. 100%. Virilio, that's right. I've gotten some practice at least. That is true. What up, Nate? We need to run a 5K, eat bacon and eggs, then play Grand Archive. If you change that to like walking a 10K, yeah, something like that, I ain't gonna run no 5K, bro. I ain't doing that. Frosty, if I know I'm gonna lose, listen, man, you can say goofy nonsense like that because you're not handsome and famous like me. But everybody in that place is going to be like, oh my God, it's the fucking Magic historian. I know I play Grand Archive and not Magic, but I know who that guy is. And I'm going to ask him if he wants to come fuck my girlfriend after the tournament. And if I play 3 mountains and attack with them, if that's how I come across, everybody's going to be like, oh, I don't want this guy to fuck my girlfriend. You know what? Well, like half of them aren't going to have girlfriends. I don't want this guy to fuck my mom anymore. I don't want this guy to impregnate my mother, right? I have a reputation to uphold. I'm not going to come in with cards from a completely different game, and I'm just going to tell my opponent in the first game, have fun with the easy win, bro, because I've got 3 hours of sleep, and I've fucking played this game 3 times. Millmaster, you downloaded GA on Cockatrice. Oh, see, I don't trust that name, buddy. I don't trust. I don't trust that name. Yeah, I think you've looked more into the digital version than me, right? So I don't know. The guy who's sponsoring me to do this has illusions, I guess even delusions. He's like, man, I hope you do well at the tournament. I hope you place like up in the money and win a cash prize. And I'm like, hey, that'd be awesome. But in my head, I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind, bro? I've got nobody to even fucking play this with. I've got nobody to fucking play this with. So whoever I rope into playing with me is somebody who only has access to the cards that I have, only plays when I'm around and at no other time, and has nobody else to interact or learn from. So, like, I agreed to do this, but I'm going to lose at the tournament, and on top of that, the sponsorship money is all getting eaten up by the hotel costs because I said that I would pay for the hotel out of the sponsorship money because I was being a nice guy and I didn't realize how much the hotel was going to cost. And now I'm like, so I'm going to go to this event, lose at this event, and make like no money off this sponsorship. So it's literally like I fucked this up so badly. I fucked this up so badly. And then I'm going to Toronto by myself. Now, I have to be there at 7 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. So I have to be there Friday night. And then Saturday night, Sunday night, all of it. And I had to go with the package deal for the players of the event because that was the cheapest room that I could find. Well, I guess if I'm being 100% honest, there was a cheaper room that I could find elsewhere. And the review said this place has bed bugs and they won't let you in at night. And I'm just like, what the fuck? So I had to go with that. So now it's go up on Friday, stay there Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night by myself. And then I'm going to get scrubbed out of the event fast on Saturday. But like I've got an entry into a side event too. And I might need to be there for Sunday if I want to record some footage or whatever. Like I can't rule anything out. So I have to be there for Sunday too. Because I agreed to the sponsorship shit. And all of it. And the guy who sponsored me said, you don't have to play in the event if you don't want to. Like he even said that. But I said I would. I said I would. And I'm gonna. Just badly. The good news is I can't be disappointed by how badly I do because I expect to be the absolute worst there. You know what I mean? Like, I've never heard anybody else even fucking talk about Grand Archive. For real. They've got, like, some people buy it in Toronto. So, it is sold at least one card game store in Toronto. But I'm going in... Like, right now, my plan is to just play the Sylvie slime deck from the remaster collection. And whatever other slimes I have, I can use those. But here's the thing. All the games I've played were with other precons. So I'm going to play a deck that I've never played. I've never played it. I can goldfish it and understand it. But, like, I'm going to be playing a deck that I haven't played. And I've played more than 3 games, by the way. But, you know, I haven't played with this deck. Modin, have I heard of MTG Forge? I have. It's a spiritual successor to Chandelar. Is it, though? Because I just heard you can play Magic on it. If you don't roam around a map getting into, like, RPG-level fights to fight for cards and play for ante, it's not a spiritual successor to Chandelar. It's the exact same difference as Apprentice, Cockatrice, and all, like, Tabletop Simulator. So unless it has that part of Chandelar, which is the biggest part of Chandelar, you can't just pick a fucking game where you play Magic the Gathering and go, this is the successor. So that was my understanding, is MTG Forge is yet another you can play digital Magic cards. I didn't hear anything about it being actually like Chandelar, where you wander around a map, defend the fucking world, like the wizards are taking over cities and all that shit, you know? Virilio, I don't have a problem with the exiling at random. It makes the decisions that you have to make more challenging, honestly. It has an adventure mode? Well, what's the adventure mode? It's not just some text shit, is it? Like, is it like Chandelar? Because you're just saying it just has an adventure mode. Are you because you like it? Are you trying to frame it in the best light? Because if somebody tells me a game is like fucking Chandelar and I load it up and it's not, I'll just shut it off. I'll be like, fuck this. This is not what I was told it was at all. I won't be like, it's not what I was told, but it's still good. I won't even fucking play it. I'll look for the Chandelar mode and go, this doesn't even have it. People try and tell me all these different games are like Minecraft, and then I play them. I'm like, how is this like Minecraft? Well, you can combine items. That doesn't make it fucking Minecraft. Holy shit, what the fuck? You know? So, words matter. According to the website, adventure mode is very similar to Chandelar. Oh, okay. All right. All right, Modern, maybe you're onto something, buddy. Maybe you're onto something. I'm skeptical by nature, right? Well, maybe not by nature. Maybe by experience. Just because life is what it is. You keep trying to get your old backyard wrestling buddy to do one last match, but he says he's too old. Well, maybe you should accept that. If somebody's in their 40s and they're saying they're too old to fucking wrestle with you in the backyard, maybe you should accept that. Maybe he's going to get injured. When you get in your 40s, you start to become a candidate for injury way easier, bro. So, I wouldn't backyard wrestle with you either, you fucking weirdo. You want to backyard wrestle with me? Sounds to me like, yo, can I fucking dry hump you in the backyard but not tell you why I'm doing this? It counts as wrestling if I don't tell you that I want to put my rigid dog against your back. What is that don't be a dink drum called? It's a steel tongue drum, steel tongue bell drum. I don't know. I thought I was getting a different steel drum when someone told me they were sending it to me. I thought I was getting one of those Jamaican ones. It's like the inside of a trash can. I love the sounds those make. So that's what I was looking forward to. And then I got the one that I got, and I went, oh, this is different. I can play with it. But it wasn't what I was expecting, and the one I was expecting was cooler, so I got kind of disappointed. I want one of those fucking Jamaican drums, man. They're cool. Steel drums are cool. The first rule of dry hump is we don't admit to it. It makes it more titillating. What up, Turthna? What up, broken tables? Your bones hurt too? That's the way life goes, bro. That's the reality of it. All right, you just want him to shit talk you back. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, that's better than the actual wrestling, man. They're fun for like 30 minutes. They'll sit in the corner for 15 years. Well, here's the difference. I can use it like I use the drum in my little fucking video. So even if I never play that drum again, the sheer amount of awesomeness that is the don't be a dink, use my Amazon link video is already worth it. See, I transcend normality. So if I get something and get bored of it, it's okay because I've already used it to entertain people in an ongoing fashion on the internet for all of time and space. That is my burden to bear. It's my gift and my curse. Man. Apparently I'm getting tired. And that'll fucking 10 minutes from now, I'll be like, "Duh," right? But Broken Tables, you were watching a 3-hour anniversary show about the hell's AEW? I assume the W stands for wrestling since we're talking about wrestling. So it's got to be some kind of wrestling. Like, I remember the WWF, and then they became something else. I don't remember. But the WWF with like fucking Hulk Hogan, Rowdy Roddy Piper, the fucking Bushwhackers, like, you know, that era. I loved wrestling when I was a kid. I fucking loved Hulk Hogan. I was like, oh yeah, brother. He's fucking great. He's great. Macho Man Randy Savage, fucking ridiculous. Just awesome. That's right, Guffy. I'm good with who I am, buddy. I'm good with who I am. Fuck that, Jess. There ain't gonna be any world-ending events. Not while I'm around. The fucking universe loves me too much. So there will be no mass extinction event until I pass. At that point, demons and devils will scour the earth and fucking turn people's dongs into fucking pencils and just put them into a pencil sharpener. That's gonna be the end of it. But that happens after I die. And I got another good fucking 45, 50 years in me. So enjoy the earth while you got it. I make this possible. Just so you know. All Elite Wrestling. Yeah, never heard of it. WWF became the WWE after the World Wildlife Foundation sued them. Is that what happened? I always thought it was crazy that they both had the same, like, initials. Millmaster, they'll show up on their own time frame. They'll show up when they feel like it. It's not like the exact moment. Like, it's not like my fucking, you're going to watch me die on stream and then all of a sudden your wall's going to be ripped open by the dick demons. You know what I mean? They'll show up on their own schedule. Broken Tables, who gifted you a membership? Good question. I don't know offhand, but it's likely it was either Nathan or Bo Falcon. Those are the two most likely candidates. Yeah, they're the most likely. You guys are saying all these names of these wrestlers I've never fucking heard of. Like, none of them. None of them. Okay, guys, who's seen the movie Powder? Okay, who's seen Powder? I watched Powder a long time ago, and remembering it, like, I was like, that's a decent movie. Like, it was entertaining or whatever, right? Like, so, I hadn't seen it in forever. All I remembered was, like, some guy gets shoved in a puddle. And I'm like, Buddy gets shoved in a puddle, doesn't he? And then the beginning of the movie, it goes, rated PG-13 for. It's like, brief nudity. And I turn to Carly and I'm like, it's going to be man butt. It's going to be man butt. That's the nudity in this movie. It's going to be man butt. And so I watched Powder again. And Powder is a good movie. But it veers off in an unexpected direction, at least to me, the whole way, where I'm like, did they bring in a different director or writer for this part? Because it's like the majority of the movie Powder is about a dude who's basically born with, like, fucking psychic powers and shit, and he's a conduit for electricity. And I've seen this movie before. So it's like, he's basically been kept in his fucking parents' basement his entire life. He's never really been a part of society, never went to school, never really socialized with other people, but really smart guy, educated from reading books, has psychic powers or whatever. And there's all these challenges that he goes through with people not accepting him or whatever. And he gets like a girlfriend. He gets a girlfriend, I thought. Like, you know, and he's kissing her, and he likes hanging out with her or whatever. And you're like, okay, cool, you know. It's like these two are going to end up together. And then he goes to the fucking high school that they put him in. And there's this fucking dude in the fucking locker room. And he starts taking his fucking shirt off. And, like, the movie slows right down as he's taking his clothes off. Like it's a video for one of those, like, call me tonight. My name's Danny B, and I can't wait to talk to you about all kinds of things. You know, like those kind of fucking commercials where the guys take their shirt off slowly and it felt like it lingered on his armpits and stuff. And so, like, it's like hardcore sexualizing this guy, like big time. Like Powder was one step from being like, I don't know, while looking at him. And it was like super slowed down. And I'm like, I've seen this movie before, but I didn't realize how hella gay it gets out of nowhere. I'm like, oh, I thought he was into this fucking chick. But like while he was kissing her and hanging out with her and making a connection with her, time did not slow down for him. When he was staring at the dude, he was fucking staring at him. And then the other high school kids get really angry about it because they're fucking anti-gay, right? So they're getting pissed. They're like, oh, I can't believe how fucking gay you are. You know what we should do? Is we should fucking strip you naked. And it's like, what? What? Yeah, you got to look at him, so now we get to look at you. And he pulls off all of his clothes. He just rips it all off. And I'm just like, what is this movie turned into? You know, he just shoves him naked into the fucking puddle. It's just like the movie didn't need any of that at all. And it felt like hilariously gratuitous and out of place in the movie. Like if Powder had been clearly into dudes throughout the whole thing or whatever, or any hint of it, but like that combined with the pure slowdown where I'm like, did the people who made this make it for them to jack it to later or something? Because these are some weird tonal shifts, it feels like. And I started laughing. I was like, holy shit, this is hilarious. I'm like, why the slow-mo, bro? Like, that's funny, man. That's funny. So yeah, it's just a random shift out of nowhere. And then the movie ends shortly thereafter. But it's an enjoyable film, right? But yeah, exactly, Guffy. Just angrily stripping a man because I'm not gay. It's like, what? What happened with the girlfriend? He kisses the girlfriend, and her dad's basically like, no piece of shit like you is gonna date my fucking daughter, because he's in government housing or whatever for like wayward boys or whatever, you know, like kids who don't have parents, that kind of a thing. But he has straight up fucking powers, like genuine powers. It's insane what he can do. He can read minds and fucking harness electricity and shit. So it's pretty wild. The concept behind the movie is interesting. I enjoyed it. Like, that part of the movie is hilarious to me because it's so different, it feels like, than the rest of the film, where you're just like, what is going on? Like, why is this, they're all like, you're gay, buddy, and now we're gonna pull all your clothes off. It's like, so what? Okay, all right. Now we get to see you shove this naked dude into a pond and stare at his sweet white butt cheeks. Give him a smack for me, Papa. Want to bite him like an apple. And I'm like, he's ugly. What is he though? He's not. They picked a good looking actor to play the role, and then they go, he's ugly. He's just fucking bald. This, like, the reaction that people have to him in the movie is kind of overblown. Like, they're not going to act like that to an albino that much, right? It's pretty wild. Thompson Wells says, I'll do a round of Plinko. I just bought a few Grand Archive singles for fun. Nice, buddy. Nice. What'd you get? Some big jugged ladies? All right. So, pick a slot. 1 to 8. Really? Yeah, exactly. We're going to show how not gay we are by stripping you naked and staring at your dick. Because they looked at it, and it's just like, what are you doing, movie? Okay. Yeah, you got big jugged ones. That's funny. Oh, blue deck. Okay. Blue deck. Let's take a look. Talking about all this has made Aaron miss college. Do you miss when they used to take off all your clothes and push you down in a puddle? Push you down by your cheeks. Okay. So with the blue deck, this one is let the mind games begin as you keep your opponent guessing which cards you'll play and when. Once their guard is down, deliver a calculated strike. Thompson, it was the Mercurial Heart, but I have you interested in buying a starter deck now too. The game play is fun. It's like, and it's complicated like Magic is. It's not a shallow game. I like Grand Archive genuinely. So, you know, the whole going to the championship thing, I assume is going to be a good time. All right, we got the blue deck. Oh, I'm not on the right angle. Are these from Foundations? No, Jay. No. A lot of this stuff looks like it's actually from Mystery Boosters 2. This is the newest wave. I'm guessing the next set of welcome decks they do, like a year from now or whatever, or 2 years, depending on the way they're going to do it, that will be out of Foundations. Okay, so we've got, obviously, some island action. Pretty nice looking ones. Cloudkin Seer. Oh, that's the artwork on the box. I didn't recognize it all blown up like that. 1 blue and 2 for a 2/1 flyer. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Not too shabby. That feels good, right? People are going to enjoy that. This thing can't be blocked easily because it's got flying, and you get a card back as well. Not too shabby. Good choice. Then you got a Mesmerist. 1 blue and 1, 2/1. Whenever it attacks, target creature an opponent controls gets -2/-0 until end of turn. Feels weird having a blue, like having a blue card shrink power doesn't feel weird, but it does feel weird having to attack to do it, right? He just runs up. Stand still! I'm going to hypnotize you. Look at how weird he looks. Goofy. Academy Journey Mage is 5 mana for a 3/2. Costs 1 less to cast if you control a wizard, like this one, for example. When it enters the battlefield, return target creature an opponent controls to its owner's hand. Not too shabby. They might not really appreciate the benefit of it immediately, but after a bit, it will be like, yo, it's actually really sweet how much it slows down my opponents to bounce their stuff back. Then you got Charmed Sleep, 2 blue and 1, enchant creature. When it enters the battlefield, tapped enchanted creature, and doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. Obviously, you're going to find nothing in here that actually destroys creatures, right? Because blue can't straight up destroy creatures, with very, very rare exceptions. Chart a Course, 1 blue and 1, draw 2 cards, then discard a card unless you attacked with a creature this turn. Chart a Course has always felt weird. The whole, like, needing to attack to get to draw more, like, to get to keep both, feels strange because blue isn't really about the swinging in, right? I mean, it is and it isn't. Chilling Trap, 1 blue instant, target creature gets -4 until end of turn. If you control a wizard, draw a card. So they're going to see a theme of it's beneficial to have multiple wizards kicking around. Frost Trickster. So this is a bird wizard, 3 mana, 2/2 flyer. When it enters battlefield, top target creature an opponent controls. That creature doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. That's not too bad. Cyclone Summoner. Now we see the rare. 2 blue and 5 for a 7/7. When it enters battlefield, if you cast it from your hand, return all permanents to those owner's hands except for giant wizards and lands. Now this is going to be one of those feel amazing scenarios where when you play it, you're going to hose your opponent so hard. There may be some corner case where in one of the other decks, it's like, oh, that guy actually, like Disciple of Bolas, counts as a wizard maybe. I don't know if he is, but I'm just giving an example, right? So they might get to keep something. But a lot of the time, this is just going to leave you with only your dudes on the board, right? Metropolis Sprite, 1 blue and 1 for a 1/2. It's got flying, and you can give it +1/-1 until end of turn for a blue mana. Gadwick the Wizened is the other rare. 3 blue and X for a 3/3. When he enters the battlefield, draw X cards. And whenever you cast a blue spell, tap target non-land permanent opponent controls. That's awesome. In a small format like this where there's not too much going on, that's sick, bro. Drawing a bunch of cards and then being able to tap down their guys to poke through, right? That's pretty sweet. And they may clue into the fact that they can do it on their opponent's turn too if they have instants. Archaeomancer, 2 blue and 2 for a 1/2. When it enters, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. This deck feels pretty light on instants and sorceries. It's got some, but it doesn't feel like a lot. Serpentine Ambush. 1 blue and 1 instant. Until end of turn, target creature becomes a blue serpent with base power and toughness 5/5. That's fun. I like these instantaneous change cards. I think it's a fun concept for blue getting to make stats malleable in this fashion. Another Mesmerist. Another Charmed Sleep. Oh, you get Tetsuko. Tetsuko Umezawa. Fugitive. 1 blue and 1 for a 1/3. Creatures you control with power or toughness 1 or less can't be blocked. That's pretty sweet. You'll be able to poke through. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Quicksilver Fisher. This is the first deck I think we... No. Other decks have had 2 different styles. Never mind. Quicksilver Fisher. 2 blue and 3 for a 4/3 flyer. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card, then discard a card. Coming in close to the Sarah Angel level, but not quite. Not quite. Geist Wave. A blue and 1 instant. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If you controlled that permanent, draw a card. I like this. I like this. Being able to... showing you the tactical advantage of, yo, I can use this on my own cards too. Okay. When would I want to do that? Oh, when they're playing a destroy spell. I can be like, no, I'll put it back in my hand and draw a card. That's pretty sweet. So the starting hand for this would be 2 islands, Geist Wave, Quicksilver Fisher, a 3rd island, Tetsuko, and Charmed Sleep. All right. Yeah, Virilio, that's a good point, actually. You can use that bounce back with Archaeomancer to keep bouncing Archaeomancer back, like block with the Archaeomancer, block him, bounce him back to my hand and draw a card. Play the Archaeomancer, get the bounce back from my graveyard. That's true. The deck does have a combo that you can keep iterating on. So, good catch on that. I like these. The blue deck, I don't know. I find it kind of underwhelming, but whatever, right? Frosty, do I know what's going on with the Magic TV show? I do. The Magic TV show was essentially canceled originally. So they had recorded all the voice acting lines and everything back in like 2019. They had the scripts written, all of it, but they never actually made the show. So one of the people who voice acted in it, was being interviewed about a movie they're in like a month ago. And they were asked, so what's going on with that Magic Netflix show? And he was like, why are you even asking about that? That's super old news. They recorded it, but it's done. It's never happening, right? And then like less than a week later, Netflix came out and went, introducing, we're doing the Magic Netflix show. But like, the first iteration of this went through at least 3 different teams of producers and was stuck in development hell for years, right? And so they're starting from scratch. So my guess is we will never get a Netflix show for this. It's not going to happen. It's going to get canceled before it gets finished. Netflix will drop it. It will happen. That is my prediction. And I don't know 100%. I can't say that 100%, but I predict that's going to be the case. So in a couple of years, we'll just be saying it's been canceled. Sandwich? Nope. No, you shouldn't. Messaging chicks when you're drunk, especially ones from your past, is never a good idea, bro. It's never going to turn out good. Virilio, I can't really see somebody going around lying to get Archaeomancers, but whatever. Some random common that's worth like 10 cents. I don't see it. I don't see it. Heavy Metal says, I'll take insults for 200, please. Are you suffering from like Stockholm syndrome level withdrawals because it's not a wheel night and you got to wait a couple nights for the wheel night, and there's no insults on the wheel, so the insults are just randomly appearing and unpredictable and not guaranteed. Also, pick a slot, heavy metal. Pick a slot. You the new lord of the board. Really, the fact that something's playable in Pauper doesn't mean shit. Worthless is worthless. Nobody's gonna. You know what I'm gonna do, bro? I'm gonna fucking get in my car, and I'm gonna drive to multiple game stores, and tell them that I'm new, so that I can get a copy of a common that most people would just give me if I knew any Magic players, or I could spend 50 cents and get that fucking mailed to me. Yeah, let's spend the gas money in a chunk of my life. Like, you're out of your fucking mind. It's delusional to think that people are going to travel around to get 4 copies of Archaeomancer. You would have had an easier time trying to persuade me that people would want the fucking janky rares that were in there. That would have gone over as a more reasonable assertion than people will try and get them for Archaeomancers because of Pauper. Nobody gives a fuck about Pauper, bro. Right? Pauper is for the people who don't play real Magic. Yeah, I fucking said it. I said it. Pauper, Commander, those are made up things for people who don't want to play real Magic, you know? Cube's better than everything anyways. All right, heavy metal choosing slot 5. Let's go. What up, Gwen? How you doing? Hold on, let me actually pull up the Plinko board here. There we go. Okay, 5. Oh, all right. Looking for some more jugs in Grand Archive. Gonna find some fun jugs in Grand Archive. Let's do it. I actually, for the fucking record, I have no problem with fucking Pauper, man. People want to play with that stuff. All those formats. Have fun playing Magic however you want. But you know what I like more than playing Magic? Busting people's balls. Fucking talking shit. So, Pauper fucking sucks. Gwen, you got a new radio and you're learning piano. Nice. Okay, hold on. I gotta switch up the camera angles. So we're gonna be doing Dawn of Ashes this time. Well, this is not an auspicious start for a jug hunt. You are not a jugs. 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 You barely got jugs. I'm putting you over here. No jugs. No jugs. Oh, come on, you look flat too. Where are them jugs at? At this point, it's just going to be the rare that's of interest here. All right, no jugs. Oh, there we go. Float them. Float them. This ain't no accident. I've been fishing for these titties, yo. All right, we got one. And then the rare is Beseech the Winds. Materialize a card from your material deck. Any card? Oh, you still pay for its costs. Ah. Huh. Ooh, it is a super rare. Huh. I wonder how good that is in actual play. Because I do not know. But that's cool, man. That is cool. I gotta put them back in the booster pack so I know what set they come from. I don't know nearly as much about this game as I do about Magic, obviously. Obviously. Man, I didn't eat that much today. I still have calories left in my calorie budget for today. I need to have some more to eat. I'm gonna eat some fucking cheese balls after this, because I'll tell you right now, that fucking edible is kicking in, bro. It is kicking in real good. So, is there one format or certain cards not legal in the tournament you're going to? Oh shit, I gotta look that up too, man. I gotta look that up too, and I gotta register my deck and everything. I gotta go through the rares that I have and see if I think I cracked one or two good ones out of packs that will enhance my deck. So I'll put those in there under the delusion that I'm not going to get completely fucking stomped into the gutter. That's what's going to happen, though. I'm going to go play against the people who are taking this shit seriously, and I'm going to find out. Find out just how badly I get beat down. Because, I mean, let's be real. I don't think I'm going to be pulling anything off with no sleep, not enough cards, and not enough experience, right? The combination all comes together to go, yep. It's all good, though. I'm going to record my footage. I'm going to pick up the vibe of the event. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to be doing a vlog about it on Hatcher. That's definitely happening. That's an agreed upon thing. So I will talk about the events of the weekend, and I am going to meet up with a friend while I'm up there. So at least one day I'm going to hang out with Roger, he comes to the stream sometimes. Pretty infrequently, but he does come to the stream sometimes. And we've hung out together before when I was in Toronto. So I'm not going to be like completely alone the entire time, but I am going to be on my own in terms of Carly's not coming with me. So I'm guessing the majority of the time I'll be by myself. And we tested the live streams when I went to Toronto for the face-to-face Command Fest or whatever, right? And it worked there outdoors and in the hotel. So I'm assuming same thing applies to where I'm going. Hopefully. Juggle 'em. If I win, think of the hundreds of new subscribers I could possibly get. Bro, if I won, it's like the prize is like fucking tens of thousands of dollars. This is a big money tournament, bro. The fucking promos that you get, if you come first to fourth or whatever like that, maybe it's less than that. Maybe there's fewer. But anyways, they're like $3,000-$4,000. People are buying them for that price. There's fucking there's crazy money apparently in fucking Grand Archive. You get one of the collector super rares or whatever, and people pay you hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. And this shit's selling. This isn't just made up like nobody's buying it. People are buying it. So yeah, if I came first, forget the viewers who might want to hear me talk about it. I'd take that fucking cash prize. If I thought there was a chance that I could actually like come in the top of this tournament, I would have played a hell of a lot more. But there's no chance of that. There's no chance. So I'm not going to fucking waste my time thinking that's going to happen. I'm going to get the participation stuff because I participated, and I'm going to get smacked down. That's what's going to happen. Maple syrup on fried chicken? I'm sure somebody's tried it, but I never have. I just have regular old fried chicken, man. I'm going to go to a fucking Popeyes if there's one anywhere near me when I'm in Toronto. Hell, I might take the subway to get to a Popeyes. Because I haven't had Popeyes in a while, and I like their fucking fried chicken. It's been a bit. The last chicken we had was from Mary Brown's, and it sucked. It sucked. I'm getting disappointed just thinking about it, man. It's like... Church's chicken was better, and their biscuits are better. But Popeyes has better chicken and worse biscuits. And since the chicken's the main thing, you know? Never tried Bojangles, but if I ever see one. I haven't tried Chick-fil-A yet either. They have one up in Toronto, but when I went there, the lineup was around the block with people wanting to try it. And I'm like, I don't care that much about having a fucking chicken sandwich. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, bro? All right. Well, it's time for me to get going. Thanks for coming and hanging out, my friends. It has been a very chill stream indeed. We will reconvene again next time. Goodbye for now.